So the past couple of years, it's brought health and wellness into focus for so many of us. We've seen a loved one battle serious illness or worse, die from a disease. It's been a personal wake-up call for me. So back in February, I decided to take a test, a cancer screening test, to determine if I have any risk for cancer in the future. And joining me right now, Dr. Tom Loeb, Medical Director of Regenerveda with locations in Chicago, LA, New York, here to reveal my results live on TV. I have not seen these yet, but before we get to that, I wanted to kind of tell people about this test. What is the Galleri Test?
Sure. So the Galleri Test is a blood test. It's a simple blood draw, and we can detect over 50 different types of cancer. You have to understand there are only about 5 that we'd have normal screenings for: mammograms, colonoscopy, skin check, PSA for prostate. So there's only a small handful of tests that we can determine. There are more than 50 that don't have a way to detect them beforehand.
But this test, first of all, it's not covered by insurance, so it's kind of pricey. I found that out. And it's different than other cancer screenings in that it actually tells you, it finds something that could be a marker for cancer in the future. It's not that you have cancer cells in your body right now that are actually dangerous.
Sure. So scientifically, cancers give off a type of DNA that's not in the cells, a cell-free DNA, and that's what it detects. So it can detect the cancer DNA in the bloodstream. So it's like the fingerprints of cancer in your bloodstream. That's what it's measuring. The
fingerprints of cancer is kind of what sold me on this, because it was like, okay, can I see a shadow of what's to come? and some people might think that this is, kind of controversial, because it's like, oh, well, you don't even know if you have cancer and you're kind of getting this detection early. Maybe it's too early and you should just wait until you see a real precursor. What do you tell people who think like that?
Well, it's never too early. You have to understand that if you detect cancer late, your mortality is about 79%. If you detect it early, that mortality goes down to about 11% or less.
You mean flip it? So it's like, if you detect it early, you'll actually have a higher chance of living.
Exactly,
okay.
By greater than 60%.
Wow. Okay, and a lot of people don't know their family history. What I think I came to the revelation of is that we know that our parents and our grandparents had certain kinds of diseases or cancers, and then we think, oh, I'll be fine because I eat lots of salad and I work out, and I'll somehow defy the odds in my family, and that's not necessarily, an intelligent way to think about it.
Well, even the American Cancer Society recommends annual screening in some cases, or in the case of colonoscopy, every 5 or 10 years, depending on what your family history is. So regular screenings are important, and they're part of our medical establishment as a routine. Not everybody does them, of course, but,
right.
but we should.
We should normalize screenings, like get your mammogram, check the PSA numbers, get your colonoscopy. And it's those of a certain age that think about this, but sometimes you want to think younger. So let's talk about my results. Tell me what happened.
Well, so we got your results in, actually about 2 weeks after the blood draw, as we promised. And I'll let you read it on air. There's your test.
Oh, my God! I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous. It says cancer signal not detected.
So that means...
I'm so happy right now.
So that means there's less than 5% chance that you have cancer somewhere in your body.
I'm going to enjoy this, I'm telling you.
It's a very accurate test.
It's very accurate, and really this test is for people who are older than me. Really, they're looking at people who are 50 up. But you can get it done younger.
Sure. So if you're worried about cancer, if you have a risk factor in or a family history, then you should get the test. And for someone 50 and older, we recommend a test annually, just because it's never too early to detect it. Once you detect it and pursue the diagnosis and take care of something early, you can nip it in the bud and then live forever.
And live forever. Isn't that our dream, to live forever, never die? But seeing those words, cancer signal not detected, I'm extremely happy. And I think that a lot of people would find some relief in at least getting used to getting an annual screening. Even if you, really, even if you're younger, just think about it. Think about what is in your family. Thank you, Dr. Tom, for being with us. I'm really grateful.
Always
you made my day.
Thank you.
An early birthday present. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.